Good evening, ladies. How are you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. It's raining here, which is not always good. All right. When you get here, please say that you're here so I know that somebody's on with me. Let's scoot this up just a hair. All righty. So tonight we will be making a fancy fold card. And I'm going to go over the parts that you're going to need first. Hi, Patty. How are you doing? So you will need a 1 1/4 by 11, and this is going to serve as our belly band. So you want it to be the same color as your base of your card. Then the base of our card will be a 4 1/4 by 11. And let me just move this pile out of my way. And you will be scoring at 2 3/4, 5, 6, and 8 1/4. So you will have 1, 2, 3, 4 score lines. And let me set that aside. You are going to need some type of embellishments and such. Things like that. So I just grabbed various things that were in my stash. So let's put that over there. Then we're going to need 2 pieces of pattern paper that are 2 1/4 by 3 3/4, and they need to be the same. These are going to go on the front of our card. You're going to need coordinating paper, 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and you're going to need 2 of those. We're going to need another coordinating paper, and then these would match this. So this is actually my front. That must be my inside. So these are going to match. So this is 1/2 by 3 3/4, and this is going to be 2 1/2 by 4. So all of this coordinates together. And then you're going to have a plethora of cardstock. And that would be, you need 1 that will measure 3/4 by 4. You're going to need 2 that are 2 by 4s, and you're going to need 2 that are 2 1/2 by 4. So we're going to actually start with our cardstock and then get that laid out, and then we'll continue on with our pattern papers. I'm just setting them all off in a pile next to me. Let's get some adhesive. We're going to need a little bit of foam tape. I think that's all for right now. And if we need anything else, I'm just going to have to get up and get it. So, excuse me. So our card is going to fold like a gate fold. But when you go to fold it, so you have that right side and that left side, which is the 1st and the 4th score line, those would need to fold in. You have another 2 fold lines in the center, and those would need to fold up, so it's going to form like a box almost. Okay, so let's start with the exterior of our card, and I'm going to grab a bone folder so that I can varnish these 2 score lines very well. All right. And I need the 2 1/2 by 4 first. So these are going to go on this outside edge of our card. Now my cardstock is two-toned. I am going with the darker of the colors. And this is, I think it's Granny Apple Green, if I'm not mistaken. And if it would be close to my heart, it's probably Avocado. And then my blue would be Secret Sea. Or if you were using your close to my heart color, you were going to use Harbor for this. And so I have those down, and now I'm going to put that coordinating pattern paper. That was 2.5 by 4. Well, that's the same size. All right, you know what? Let's cut these down just a smidge. Let me just double check. Yeah, we did this wrong. No big deal. We're going to just peel the cardstock up, and I'm going to put it here on the inside. I want that pattern paper on the outside. I guess I probably should have looked at my sketch. But, you know, I decided to read and take a walk earlier before the rain came in and took a nap. It's always good to take a nap on a Sunday, right? Hi, Lori. How are you doing? Okay, now let's try that again. We're going to put this pattern paper here. This piece is from the mixed... I'm not real familiar with the name of it yet. It is similar to the Close to My Heart Mix Ins, and I think Stampin' Up! Is calling it the Mixed Ups, I think. Not 100% sure. But I am using that paper tonight as well. Excuse me. Okay, there we go. That's better. Now let's open it up. And we're going to do all of our greens. And that's going to lay like that. So let's do that now. And then we will have some coordinating paper for the inside. And I think I probably should grab my sketchbook just so I can double check our sketch. Now I am getting ready to start our April Sunday Fun Days. So if there is something specific that you would like to learn, either a technique or a specific fold or any kind of paper crafting project, and if I can figure it out, I would be happy to teach that to you and to everybody else who is out there. All right, so that was all of our cardstock pieces. Now we're going to bring in our pattern papers. Those are going to go there. And these are going to go here, just like so. All right, see? I'm getting there. Let's put our stripe here. So that was our 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then this piece here was the 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. And as you can see, they were the front and back of the same paper. And I will be moving this video and last week's video over to YouTube probably tomorrow. It's got to get moved, but it hasn't been moved yet. Okay, so there is going to be a piece here, and I need to find it. Nope. Let me grab the sketch. And it's not really helping me. So we're going to punt. So I think I want this here, and we're only going to adhere it here, because then once, yep, that's it. See, it just took me a second. So I have a rectangle that is cut from a die cut. And when I go to put this on, I'm only going to be placing it on this 1-inch section so that when my card opens to the recipient, it's going to look like a wing, and this is going to be popping out. Okay, and it would lay flat on the inside so that when I go to close my card, you wouldn't be able to tell. I hope that makes sense. So in order to do this, I am going to turn it upside down, and I am going to use some score tape since it is a mechanism that would be more of the movable situation. And I would want it to be nice and sturdy. So I am going to put a piece here. And then I'm going to put another piece right next to it because I really want that stability. I moved my trash can to the opposite side and I completely forgot. All right, so we're going to lay this. Let's just make sure. Okay, yeah, there's. And I'm just centering it within these panels, these 1, 2, 3 panels. Okay, so now when I go to open my card like that, it is going to be perfect, and it's not hitting on either side here, because if I put my tape on the sides, it would end up closing the card, and then it's not going to be a fancy fold. So when I go to open, my recipient could do something like this. That's kind of fun, isn't it? All right. Next, we are going to decide. We need something here, but I'm not 100% sure quite yet what I would want. So let's see what we have. I just pulled a bunch of things that were all in this same green family. And I really don't want to take too much of this prettiness away. That's why I was kind of thinking maybe the word thanks. Do I want that on like a circle element on the inside? Do I want to save that for the outside of my card? Not 100% sure. So let's kind of close this part up. We're not going to be decorating here because we're going to decorate our belly band. The belly band is where it's going to get more of the decoration. So your belly band needs to be 1 1/4 by 11. And I'm going to place it on the back side of my card. That looks to be about halfway through. And I'm going to give myself some pressure, and I'm going to fold this side, and then I'm going to fold this side, and it does not match. Oh, crumb cakes. All right, we're not going to panic. We are not going to panic because whatever we put here, we're going to make sure we put it completely on. And I'm liking this. Oh, that would look lovely. Yes, we're going to do that. All right, so I am going to see when you design too far out, that tends to be the problem. Like, I want to say it was Christmas time and I was working on through March. And of course, come spring break in a week, I am going to continue and get April, May, June done. That's what I'm saying. If there is something that you would like to learn how to make, please let me know. Because sometimes the ideas don't come easy. And I know many of you are not scrapbookers, so you don't tune in on Scrapbook Week. But I do have some scrapbookers, and they say they watch it after. So hopefully that's what's happening. All right, so I'm going to take my tag, and I'm going to place it over those points. Okay, let's make sure we can get, yep, my band can come on and off, which is good. That's what I want. So let's see, what should be next? I was really liking like this circle with maybe this cute little grapevine-y wreath, and then we could put the word thanks over that. Oh, I like that. Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to put our circle on next. And since it is an element that I know that's going to get a little more wear and tear, I am going to put a little bit of tear and tape. You could also do a little bit of your liquid adhesive, because that just is going to give it a little more substance to hold. Please tell your friends about our Sunday Fun Days. I do enjoy doing them, but it is a little challenging when there's only 1, 3, no people on. It is a little bit of a challenge. Okay, let's get out our silicone mat so we don't get glue everywhere. Okay, let's make sure it's the side that I want that brighter side. But like I was saying, you know, it would be nice to have a few more people on with me. If Monday nights at 7 is not a good time, again, please let me know. We could try to adjust our time or our day. I want this to be beneficial for you, and I would like it to be beneficial for myself. Okay, let's put this pretty wreath down next. And you know what? I think I'm going to take the belly band off the front of the card, just so that we don't get glue everywhere. Okay. Let's dab up the little extra, because once we put it back onto the card, we really don't want that sealing up our card. All right, let's put the word thanks next. Sounds good, Mary Lynn. We will have a new catalog coming out the first Tuesday of May. And let me tell you, this one's a good one. It is good. There's some beautiful paper in there. That's not flowers. There is some real pretty paper coming. I did a survey from Stampin' Up! About the January catalog, and there was another paper pack in that one that's not flowers also. Okay, so this is going to go here. Let's kind of slide it on and see what we're thinking. See if we're liking this. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so we need a little bit of gems. Okay, we're going to come right back to that in a second. Let's open this up and do a little decorating in here. Actually, I kind of like that, and we could do a little sentiment there. Or I could do something like that, really small. This could come over here, and you could do your message there. All right, let's try this. That could go there for a little message, and here could be the rest of your message. That's pretty too. All right, let's try this. A little too dark. That has red, so it's definitely not that. But we could do something like this. But I think I still want something there. But maybe not. Maybe we would do our little stamping here or here. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. I know there's a few things here on the corner of my desk. I don't know what's on the corner of my desk. Well, that is just too big, so that's a no. This doesn't go. That's kind of cute, but not really. All right, let's try. That's hiding too much of this prettiness. Okay, that pink matches, and we could do something here in the center like that. Oh, see, now that's real pretty. And it is closer to this pink. Okay. I kind of like that. Yes. And I am liking this and this. Let's switch these out. Let's put this one here so it's a little bit bigger for you to be able to put like your sentiment on. And then this one, what if we put here? Oh, see, now that I am really liking. I really like that. And I would just do a small stamp here. Yes, let's do it. All right, let's get ourselves straight again because this is going on a diamond area. So let's make sure we get it. That looks good. And then let's do this. You know what? Maybe I will keep this on that side over here because then I could write my little message on this side, and then over here could be from so-and-so or love so-and-so. That I like. All right, so we're going to put that here, and I am going to use this flower, this little crocus, to cover up the whole of the tag. There we go. Oh, so much pretty. This is so pretty. And then you would open it and yes, yes. See? And this just would be a little sentiment, something small, or whatever you did on the outside. Since I did thanks, I would have to look for something small to put there. Let's slide that down. Okay, now we need some gems. Let's see. What about these? These are called natural matte dots. And let's take a gander at them. The white, the secret sea, the what is the green? They don't say. And then the taupe. I'm leaning towards the white because my sentiment is in white. I think that would look really pretty. So let's do the white. Oh, we're going to do this little coordinating piece. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I don't remember where it goes. We're not going to do it. I'm not going to worry about it. I could have tucked it under here. It's fine. It is 100% fine. So let's pull in the white. And I'm going to put one here because it's kind of covering that hole from the tag. And then I'm going to do another white one here. And I am keeping them on the belly band just because if they were somewhere else on the front of the card, and I just lost one. Jiminy crickets. If I put it on these parts of the card, oh, there it is. It will interfere with the mechanism of the card moving up and down. Thanks, Patty. All right, so there is our card for tonight. And let me see if it had a name. I don't think it had a name. Nope, it just says Fancy Fold. So there it is. You would slide your belly band up or down. The recipient would open and their message would pop out to them. Isn't it pretty? It is a very pretty card. I like this. All right. So next week we will have another Fancy Fold. I do need to photograph it, and the directions will be posted on Wednesday for you. And again, if there is a certain technique or you're not sure how to do something, please don't hesitate to put that into the comments so that I know how to guide our upcoming Sunday Fun Days for April and May and June. So please let me know. And then also once the video moves over to YouTube, please go over there, like it, and subscribe to the channel. I am trying to grow that. We're almost up to 100 followers, so that's kind of cool. This channel, this Facebook channel, we're up to 292 followers. It would be nice if we could maybe hit 300 or a little bit more. So please share this information with your friends, your crafty friends, and your crafty family, and have a great rest of your Sunday and have a super duper week. One more week and then it's spring break for me. All right. Talk to you real soon. Good night.